Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Adam's Health Media. And then today I have another interesting guest that is going to share with us some of our experience in writing a book. Let me first of all congratulate her on the recently launched book that she wrote. Congratulations. Her name is Ngozi EZE Grace. She's a registered nurse. She's a coach. She's also a young people's health advocate, and she is the founder of the Nurse Refinery. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Now,
thank you.
without wasting much of our time, we just go straight to the reason why you are on the show. And on behalf of my viewers and all the nurses around the world, congratulations on your recently launched book.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
You're welcome. Now, before we go into into the detail about your book, we want to first of all start with this particular question. People would like to know what this Nurse Refinery is all about. Can you tell us the group? What is it all about?
All right. So the Nurse Refinery is first of all, let me just say thank you for having me here this wonderful afternoon or whatever time you'll be watching this. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. So the Nurse Refinery is a coaching platform where nurses are coached one-on-one and group coaching. It's actually an academy that I founded about this should be the second year where nurses are coached on career clarity, personal branding, career branding also. So that's what we do on the nurse on the platform. Yeah.
Good. So it's all about coaching. So, why do you actually venture? Why did you decide to become a coach?
All right. So, becoming a coach is not something that should I say, was not my dream. Like, it was never a dream. Like, I want to become a coach. No, it actually came as a result of me, giving a helping hand to nurses, from what I do, a lot of people asked me questions about, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? And it's not going to be easy to answer people one after the other. It's not easy to say, okay, I will answer this question about this question about this, basically about the things that I do online, the things that I do with going to schools to teach about menstrual hygiene and all that. So I couldn't really say I would now ask each and every person, or sorry, answer each and every person one after the other. So I decided, okay, fine, let me do something that would make it easy to reach out, answer commonly asked questions, and then answer peculiar questions also. One on one with different nurses, and that's how I became a coach, actually. So yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Thank you.
Now, are you? Is it one of the way of trying to promote? Nursing image, considering the fact that there are a lot of misinformation out there, and then how do you intend to use the platform to harness the nursing image around the world?
Yeah. One of the things that I say is if we grow ourselves as nurses, the system will grow, right? So it's not actually, it's, I believe that because the environment that is Nigeria when it comes to healthcare professionals is actually one that is not very, encouraging, for the practitioners, for the professionals. So, but one thing that I believe and one thing that I tell nurses is that if you grow yourself, the system will be forced to adjust to place you where you're supposed to be, right? So as you grow yourself, as you groom yourself, as you strive to develop and advance, the image of nursing would elevate. as you elevate yourself. So it's not like I'm trying to brand the image of nursing. I'm passionate about nurses, the people practicing nursing. And I believe that if we grow ourselves, it is automatic, it is a default that if we grow, the system will grow, the practice, the nursing that is would grow. So that's my philosophy, that's my belief actually. So automatically what I do, because when I started, I didn't start with, oh, I want to change nursing. No, I started with, I want to have a peculiar sort of practice and a satisfying practice. That is what I wanted. Then when I discovered that a lot of people too, a lot of nurses wanted that, I said, okay, fine, let us do something that will help us achieve that. And in doing that, I now discovered that the image of nursing, I mean, and I discovered that it's actually one of the ways that um, it's actually led to branding the image of nursing. Yeah. So the goal is brand yourself, groom yourself, grow yourself, advance, develop, and then at the same time, you'll be growing the system. You'll be growing nursing. You'll be branding nursing. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that beautiful answer. It's quite interesting on what you just said now. Now,
Thank you.
coming back to your book, let's start with this. Are you trying to make money? Because people believe that when you write a book, you want to become millionaire, just like that.
Oh my God, that's actually an interesting question. Yeah. One of the things that I have not really, should I say, thought about is it's not like I've not really thought about, but one of the things that is at my one of the things that is at my forefront, or let me put it this way, one of the things that is not at the forefront of writing this book is the money. Like, it is not a get money now scheme, or how do I make money effortlessly, or how do I know? That's not how I see it. I am actually passionate about the message that is in this book. And I am so, so glad that the people that have read this book so far have amazing things to say about what is inside this book. So I am actually much more passionate about the content of this book, than about making money. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
Thank you for that. So now when you wrote the book, did you? I mean, how do you come about this title, Ignos and More? How did you arrive at this particular title?
Yeah, like the perception about nursing in Nigeria. I'm going to talk about Nigeria a lot because I've practiced in Nigeria for 7 years, and I was born and bred in Nigeria. So my environment is Nigeria, until I got exposed to the internet and got to know that there is something wider and bigger. So the perception about nursing in Nigeria is that which is very flawed because of so many reasons, right? And I thought about, okay, we have a lot of nurses. We have a pool of nurses that are doing something different from what the perception of nursing is to the regular or to an average Nigerian, out there. When something bad happens, it is pushed and it is hyped and it bombards everywhere. Everybody knows that, hey, this nurse did this or a nurse did that, whether a quack or a nurse or whatever. But it blows so fast. And there's this perception that, oh, nurses are just regulated to this and to that. I looked at what I was doing and I said, hey, there is more. Like, the fact that you're a registered nurse makes you more. There is more by the reason of our education. There is more by the reason of the scope of our practice, and there is more by the reason of what you can do if you maximize your license as a nurse. So that was how I came about the title. The title um was actually the title of a webinar that I hosted in 2020 when I clocked 5 years in practice. It was a nurse and more, my 5 in 5. So I shared the 5 top things that um, I had learned in the first 5 years of my practice. And over time, I continued to talk about most of those things. And I decided, okay, fine, I'm going to get this into a book so that I can reach a wider range of people. If you cannot reach my post daily, or if I cannot post for up to 2 months because I'm busy, hey, you can get my book and you can, you get a piece of what it is to be a nurse and more. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much about that. Now, when I was trying to go through, some of the captions, or let me see, a synopsis that you wrote about the book. There is something you talk about, which is about your personal life experience.
Mm.
Why do you intend to share your personal life experience, considering the fact that somebody will say, oh, 7 years is not really much. We want somebody that has about a 20 years or 30 years experience. That person at least. So why do you what exactly what is the message you intend to pass from that?
Yeah. One of the things that I tell nurses is never to underestimate their personal experience, their personal journeys, right? We all have different journeys, we all have different experiences, and never to underestimate themselves because of titles. Now, I said this because of something that you mentioned, about years of experience. So, even if this is your first year of experience, there's something that makes you unique, that makes your practice different from my practice. There's something you have done, there's something you have learned that makes it different from me. There's somewhere you're coming from that makes your journey, that makes your practice different from mine. Right? So never underestimate, never look down on yourself because of, hey, I want to get to 30 years in practice first before I can get an audience that will listen to me. Or I want to get to this, that level before I can, talk to people based on my experience. So that's one of the things that I tell nurses. The reason why I brought my personal experience is because this is, I told you that the nurse more came from my 5 in 5, like the first 5 things I learned, and how I came into nursing is something that has buttered what I do now. It is very instrumental to who I am right now. I started going to schools to teach about menstrual hygiene after in the first year of my practice. And that was because when I was in secondary school, I had some personal experiences with menstrual hygiene. I did not have the privilege of having a sanitary pad. I was using clothes that I have used. I would cut them in pieces and use them because there was no money. There was no money for sanitary pad, right? So after secondary school, I taught in a primary school and I loved the experience. It was a beautiful experience. So when I became a nurse, I felt like, okay, I want to go back to a school to teach children, to teach people. What do I teach? Because now I'm a nurse. So how can they benefit from my knowledge as a nurse? So I it struck me that I can actually bring, because I now understood better why we menstruate, what's menstruation, what's the best way to, cope with even the pain and all those things. And I told myself, okay, this is actually a strong message to bring to these children. I said, okay, throughout my secondary school, how many times did people come with these messages? This is actually what children this age need. So I went out there and I started teaching about menstrual hygiene. So gradually I brought that information online and I was sharing my experiences, sharing pictures of what we did and all those things. And that was how my background for, personal branding, using the media to preach, nursing and passion and everything, that was where it started. And it was very important for me to put it in that book because I believe that somebody will be inspired that their story is actually for a reason. Yeah. So that's the reason why I said, okay, fine, I'm going to put that there.
That is very, very passionate indeed. Quite passionate indeed, because you're able to use. What's a personal experience to say around you, and then I turn it to something. That can be beneficial to other people. That is very, very interesting, and this is one of the reasons why I try as much as possible to bring young people, young authors to to the platform, so that because it might be kind of a source of inspiration to others too, to see how writers, how authors got their inspiration,
Yeah.
from where did they started, and what is their objective and the goals, what do they aim at, and how do they arrive at that. So we are still going to talk more about that too. Now let's go to this particular question now. what is the real source of your inspiration about this book?
All right, the real source of my inspiration about this. First of all, I want to say very thank you to God Almighty, who is the giver of knowledge, who is the giver of wisdom, who is the giver of visibility. I would say he's the real source. Like if you want to now put real source, because one of the things about what we do, and particularly what I do, is the inspiration to say, okay, this should be in a book, or this should be in a post, or this should be in a, making decisions like that. I feel like it's divine. It comes from God. Creativity comes from God, because at the end of the day, some people would have to learn to be creative, which is not bad. Then some people are just naturally, it flows in them. They're just creative. So for me, I would say the real source is God, who has made it possible for me to say, okay, yeah, this should be in a book. I should write it into a book. Then another thing that I will talk about is the passion for nurses, the passion that I have for nurses. There are so many people that have told me, um, you're so like career, you're so nursing. Everything about you is nursing. Everything about you is nursing and all those things. And I feel like for me, it is ministry, right? It is not just me trying to be all over the place. It is ministry for me because of the kind of messages that I get in my DM, because of the kind of liberation that people get after an encounter, after sessions of communication with me. It is not ordinary. It is ministry to me. It is that serious, right? It is not just an ordinary, okay, passion, but it is ministry. That's how I take what I do, when it comes to nurses. So the real inspiration is the people that has this message. The people is the fact that there has to be, there's so many people that are hungry for what is next, and they have to get to that place. So if this is my part to play for that to happen, then I'm here for it. So
Good.
that's it. Yeah.
Very good and very interesting. Now, for this particular book, who are your target audience? Are they only nurses, or is it everybody, or the healthcare professionals? Who are the target?
Yeah. Actually, nurses are my primary target audience, but I've actually had a nurse read this book and told me, hey, this is for everybody. I've actually had two editors read this book, and during the process of editing this book, and the reviews is, I get shocked and I'm like, okay, what is this? It's for everybody. It's for every person out there who is trying to reach out for more. But my primary target audience, I would always structure it for nurses, because this is my ministry. This is what I am doing, right? I'm not, I recognize that it is going to be streamlined, it is going to be targeted, and it is intentional, right? But then everybody can, in fact, non people that are not nurses have bought this book, like in multiple, like they've bought several of it, so it's actually for everybody, actually. Yeah. But it's for
Thank you.
not, so
Thank
nurses are my number ones. But everybody can actually benefit from this book. Yeah.
Thank you very much. One of our viewers is trying to make a comment there. That's Abdullah Musa saying that is quite impressive. Now, how much does it cost? Can we, is it available everywhere? I mean, online, ebook,
Yeah, it's actually
paperback.
available. Yeah, it's available on Amazon right now. You can get the Kindle version, that's a soft copy, and you can also get the hardcover. So what it means is, excuse me, if you order the hardcover, okay, I did order the hardcover some weeks ago, and
Wow,
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, so if you get the hardcover, if you order the hardcover from Amazon, you're going to get this, right? You're going to get this from, it's actually very beautiful from cover to back, and everything is actually very beautiful. In fact, I encourage you to have a hardcover.
Definitely,
Then
I will
if
get one. Once I get one, then I will do a short video about that. Definitely, I'll get
Thank
one.
you so much. I really appreciate. Then, if you're in Nigeria, we're going to have hard copies. It's being printed right now. So before the end of February, we're going to have hard copies. If you are in Nigeria, you can actually place an order. People have already ordered for the hard copy that's being printed. So if you need that, you can actually order for it. And when it's out, we're going to distribute. Then, if you're not in Nigeria, you would have to go with Amazon. Actually, I don't. For now, we don't have provision for shipping, from Nigeria outside. So that's why we have it on Amazon for anywhere in the world. Even if you're in Nigeria and you're thinking, oh, I can't wait for the printed copy, then you can actually order from Amazon the hardcover. Yeah, so it's on Amazon. It's actually on Seller. So if you want to also buy, from Seller, you can have the the soft copy from Seller and get your copy. And also from Seller, you can actually order the hard copy. I would know that you are part of the people who needs the hard copy if you order from Seller. I think maybe after this, I'll drop the links to what you
Okay.
can, how to place orders under this video.
Yeah, that's very fantastic. So you've actually, I think you've actually make it easy. I mean, for people to have access to the book, and then it's not limited to a particular, I mean, library or to a particular
Mm-hmm.
section where you have to go to. So it
Yeah.
means wherever you are around the world, you can lay your hands on a copy based on the choice that you make. I mean, the part, I mean, the route you want to use
Mm-hmm.
to get one copy. That is very interesting. Now, it is very, I mean, how do I put it? Sometimes when I see young authors, writers, and they are giving out their book at free cost, I
Mm.
imagine, why do you do that, considering the fact that this is, I mean, intellectual capacity and, I mean, your effort, your time, because I know what it takes to write. So how
Yeah.
will we now give it out at free cost? Because recently I discovered that you also gifted out some copies, especially to some nursing students. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
It should earn you money. This is your hard labor.
Actually, for the ones that I distribute, I think the ones that I distributed to nursing students, it was 10. Actually, a senior colleague actually reached out to me and said, hey, I'm paying for 10 nursing students because I want them to have it. So that's what I distributed. Then when it comes to giving out free, one of the things that drives what I do is the passion for it and the passion for the people that needs it. So these are the things that drive, that's why when you asked about, oh, is it money that's at the front? You know, it's for I really have a passion. I want to see nurses rise to their full potential. The fact that you studied nursing, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And you need to elevate your mindset to that level and fly with it. Do what you ought to do with it. So really it's the passion and for the people who needs it that drives it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Now, before we close, I mean, we come to an end of our discussion. I know there are some, I mean, some young, I mean, some aspiring authors that we like to be. Oh, I like to be
Yeah.
like Ngozi. How that is, this is very perfect. She wrote a book. She did that. She did this, but I don't know how to start from. Now,
Mm.
what message do you have for this kind of people?
One of the things I would say is clarity. You need to be clear on what you want to do. First of all, clear on who you are. Because the truth is that you can never be somebody, you can never be me, I can never be you, but we can actually strive to advance and grow. That would be the common basis for our development. So the mindset that I want to be better is amazing, is what we need. Then the next thing is to get clarity. I want to be better at what? I want to be better for what? Then why? Right? The driver should be why. It's just like when we talked about the reason why the money aspect of it. So the driver is why. So you need to know who you are, you need to know why you are who you are, and then what you are meant to do, right? And then from there you become clearer and clearer. So another thing I wrote in my book about the fact that you cannot walk alone, and then I talked about networking also. So the fact that you can feed off people that you think, oh, I want to be like this person. The fact that you can listen to them more, buy their materials or subscribe to their classes or whatever, ask them questions. I talk to nurses like almost every day, maybe on a call or on a WhatsApp chat. So it's just sometimes it gives them that session alone gives them clarity. I'm talking about just communicating with them. Some people already know what to do, but they don't know how to advance from where they are to do those things. So it's just a little one answer that they need. Or some people don't even need answers, they have answers, but they don't know. So it's a matter of keeping that mindset is good. You have to have that mindset that you want to grow. Then reach out. Okay, you need to ask questions. You need to feel there's I wrote about having a power circle. You need to have the right people around you, ask the right questions, network with the right people, and then take the right steps. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, on a lighter mood, now, how far has been the sale of the book? Because we need to talk about
Oh
it.
my God, the
I
sale of
hope
the
your
book.
account should be rising up day in day out by now.
Oh my God. Well, I really want to appreciate the should I say the acceptance or the warmth and the embrace. I'm looking for the right Oyibo right now. I really want to appreciate I really want to appreciate nurses and everybody out there in my circle who has received this book with great joy and warmth, who has pushed this book. I want to appreciate my launch team. I'm shouting out to Omami Fadaro, who is launch team leader, driving this book to this point. I really appreciate you guys. The acceptance has been good. I can't say sales has been 100%. We are pushing it and trying to get there. But I really appreciate the acceptance of the book. There's still more work to do in terms of sales, but the acceptance so far is amazing, and I'm still encouraging you guys jump in on this. Don't let this book pass you by. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, definitely. I believe after with this particular show, and at the end of the show, while a lot of people will be watching, the video, watching the interview. For those people that are not really available now, by the time they watch back, they will see the reason why they should get a copy, and this is one of the goal, the objective of this particular, interview. Now, we come to the end of the show. I don't know if you have, a final word so far for this particular event, because definitely you're still coming back again.
All right. I'm just going to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Adams, for this amazing session. Thank you so much for bringing this here, and I really enjoyed the review. Thank you for the questions and everything. And yes, we'll still have more sessions and all that. And then thank you to everybody that joined in that would also view this after we're done. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Yeah.
Thank you so much. My guest has been Ngozi EZE Grace. She's a registered nurse. She's a nurse coach. For those of you, the younger nurses, you can see now. So I don't even need to start doing a kind of a publicity. You've seen the publicity is already is already here. So you can kindly write in the chat the link, so you can have access to her on social medias, and on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as Instagram. And then even if you have interest in our coaching classes, I don't even need to talk about it again. I don't need to start paraphrasing. You can see it already. So you can see why you see. No, I think I have to go for her so that she can coach me. She will give us the link, and then
uh,
the group is known as the Nurse Refinery. Even from the name, the Nurse Refinery, you can see she has a lot to give out, and she's so passionate. It is a ministry, and when we talk about ministry, you are so like this with the ministry. So thank you once again for coming up on the show, and I really appreciate your time. I really
yeah.
appreciate the interview. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in your continuation, and
Yeah.
I hope very soon we still have another section. And I promised you I'm going to grab a copy. Since there is already a hard copy, I'll just
Yeah.
make an order straightforward on
Yeah.
Amazon. Then I'll do a video on that, and I will let you know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Yeah.
You're welcome. And to all my esteemed viewers, wherever you are watching around the world, thank you so much for being part of the show for today. Until I come your way with another interesting guest, stay blessed. Always remember, we are still in the period of pandemic. Keep safe, and your family, and be careful. Bye to everyone.